Okay, so I think I just want to settle this once and for all for everyone. People have been trying to answer this for a long time. There's fights, lots of fights around it. Simple question: who am I, or what is the nature of my existence? My being anybody. Anybody can ask this question. And people have been asking this question for a long, long time with no real accepted result. Although in small scales people have actually come up with the right result, now that I know. But then it hasn't been accepted by everyone. So the reason there has been so much of talks, so much of fights and so much of debates around it is because nobody, probably the right people who are actually supposed to say it very plain and clear, never said it very clearly. There was no platform built over which people could have really debated on, because really nobody sat down and just wrote it in plain and simple letters. And also much of it was written in a time and age when everything was mystical. So even to explain something, one had to give a mystical dimension to everything. So we can understand that. And since time has changed, and I am obviously referring to the scriptures, thousands of years old, someone in 21st century doesn't really want to read through those scriptures to figure out what exactly it is. So 21st century is all about objective answers, not subjective, definitely not mystical. Yes, but that is my attempt here to put it very plain and simple. Comes from a personal experience, and I guess I don't have material evidence to showcase this. Nobody can, but I pretty much have a very clear idea. So let me just get through it. There has been suggestion in the Vedic tradition about something called Atman, which has been then also interpreted or independently represented as the soul or the spirit in the Abrahamic traditions. What is it? Now, most part of the debate is all this is some kind of a consciousness. But then the debate goes into what is consciousness and what is its structure and what exactly it is. Some people say consciousness is a thing above the mind. Some people say it is the mind. The quantum non-locality studies and Einstein's Ipia paradox tries to show that it is separate from the body. Somewhat coming together of science and religion or rather spirituality. Well, that's the mystical dimension. What is fact is the Atma, the soul, the spirit, consciousness. It has been experienced by many people. It is separate from the body. It is weightless, it can float, it can stay outside this body. It has a mind, or it is mind, as because it can think, it has a memory. It can see, although I don't know why, but it can see. It doesn't have eyes. It is, as I said, weightless, but it can see. Things that it doesn't have is smell, taste, the concept of feeling something, like as in with your skin, that kind of feeling. That also it doesn't have. And I'm still not sure whether it can hear or not hear. In my experience, as far as I can recall, it couldn't hear, or probably there was no sound to hear. So that particular aspect of hearing is not even clear to me. The most intriguing part about this consciousness is, and which I clearly experienced, it doesn't have any free will. It simply doesn't have any free will. The max it can do is see, think about it, recognize from the memory. That's about it. And obviously float. It can probably take any position in the space. But it typically, at least in my experience, is a bit localized, in the sense, if we are talking about your body and the Atma, which also resides inside your body, and if we think of a moment when this Atma has left your body for some time, let's say 5 minutes, it's not like that Atma can, or in my experience at least, probably this is something needs to be checked even further. But as of now, what I can tell you is, it seems it is localized, in the sense it tries to position itself somewhere around that same body. So it's not, and in its own vision, own eyes and thinking, it's not like the whole world is pretty much visible to it. It can only see probably a diameter of 100 meters or something around that body for that particular time. It can position somewhere around 20 to 30 feet above the body at that time. So as far as this particular record of mine is concerned, it is a bit localized. This is it. This is Atman. This is what we are fighting over. I have given it properties, attributes, things to look at, things to check. This is exactly what it is. And if you guys meet other people who have experienced out of body or near death experiences, if they can be as objective, I have a scientific background. I have a background which is based on research, and so I will be very rational, but 95% of the people will not be. So some might see Jasons and some might see Buddha, some might see tunnel, some might see a light. Sometimes. In my case, this is what I saw, and I think this is evidence, and this is, as far as I am concerned, this is the nature of the soul, the Atman.